Choose who are good seniors to mentor you and ask them questions. Read your case laws, read SCC, and what you don't understand, go and ask, because I have those seniors I've come across who will come to me and say, Prachi, you haven't asked me a good question in a long time.
There's one question which troubles me whenever a student asks me, and I usually don't have the answer to it. How to find a good mentor?
Find mentors in your life, because you need, as lawyers, you need encouragement in every field of your life, because there will be days when you'll wake up and you'll be in tears.
Major debate we talked about is the jail or bail. Like, if you could change a thing around it.
Made it extremely clear that I don't want a person to be detained or in jail for 1 extra minute. It should not happen, because it psychologically damages.
One ritual or habit you follow to keep yourself motivated.
I live with the mentality, if something ticks me off, today I will remove my ban and I'll stop practicing.
Good evening, everyone. So today in this podcast with Prachi Pratap ma'am, a person who advocates the women right, a person who talks about the legal literacy, the criminal reforms which are necessary for the society. In this conversation, you'll be learning a lot of things. You'll be learning that why it is important to understand the society, to read beyond the law, and to actually give back to the society in one way or the other, maybe through teaching, maybe through taking the pro bono cases, but to also understand that as a women lawyer in this profession, you should not be afraid, or you should not even take into consideration the opinion of others. You should lead your life, you should go for it all, and you should be getting that success, which she has also achieved it, and always, every day she is achieving it. She is practicing in Supreme Court, High Court, all across India, even in USA. She's a TEDx speaker, a writer, a bookworm kind of a person who has always something or the other to teach to the student. So please do watch till the end. It will be a very good session. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Vakil Vaani. So today we have a very special guest, a multifaceted personality, Prachi Pratap ma'am. Ma'am, welcome to this episode. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Thank you for having me here.
Ma'am, it is really an honor, ma'am, seeing your digital content online, your cases and everything, ma'am, with so elegant and grace, ma'am. You are taking it all ahead, ma'am. Really happy to host you today, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I hope my digital content part doesn't get me in trouble.
No, ma'am. It's an educated content, and I think that's what we are allowed to post about.
Right.
So, ma'am, we'll start with it. So, ma'am, you have a very multifaceted personality, ma'am. You are a TEDx speaker, you are an academician, you are a lawyer. So, at what stage of life, ma'am, you found that law is my call?
Because the things before all these 3 years, I'm a mother first, right? So my daughter is almost 17, and that is where it started. I started doing law because I was working with non-profits, and I realized at grassroots, people are not aware of their rights. Half of the things happens is they're scared of the legal labyrinth, they're scared to approach police station, and all that happened. And I started studying law only for my own sake, for me to understand law, ki legal language samajh mein aaye. Then I had my daughter. Before that, I had my bachelor's in history honors and MBA from Australia. All of those degrees I had. I had my daughter. My daughter was 3 days old, and I flew to take my law exams because I was determined I have to study law.
Sheer commitment, ma'am.
Yes, which was good, because then came my daughter's citizenship issue. So she is a foreigner born in India. So there were certain issues related to her citizenship. It was not that where does she belong, that she belongs to both the countries. So that's how the issue started, and it took a long time to resolve. But I'm glad that I was a lawyer and I handled that bit. So it was my destiny somehow to be a lawyer. And as I said, I'm a mother, so everything just fell into place.
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, if not law, then where would you have been?
Non-profit. I would be working with NGOs, etc. Because I've been volunteering with NGOs since I was in 4th grade. I started volunteering at Mother Teresa's ashram. So that would have definitely been.
Okay, ma'am, share more of your journey, this school and the college life with the NGOs, ma'am. It's really interesting.
So this is a funny part of my life is there was a family picnic that everybody was going, and there was a helicopter ride, and I was in 4th grade, and I said, no, I can't go for the picnic because the school has selected few students to go to Mother Teresa's ashram for a volunteer session.
Okay.
And everybody was dissuading, how can you miss out on a special picnic and go just to be a volunteer. I said, I have to do it. That is what I'm meant to do. And that is how it started. And we have worked on Uttarakhand floods when that happened. I've taken my daughter to night shelters. I've worked immensely in non-profit. Um, and it was just something, it's always been that women have rights, they need their rights, people have rights that are being violated. So it is just something that I grew up seeing. I noticed that they were violated, and I realized I have to help them. But you realize that after a point that it is not our responsibility to identify policy paralysis. It is not our responsibility to change the policies working in non-profits. All that happens from top, and how can we help them from the side is through legal help. So that's how it started.
That's really good. So when you entered law, now though you have almost 15 to 18 years of experience in the Supreme Court and practice around law. So when you entered the law, what all legal challenges you faced?
So the legal challenges that I faced are same as every first generation lawyer faces. You have to find your standing, you have to get your briefs, you have to prepare your cases, you have to also figure your way around how to handle them, to get a mentor to guide. Everything that any first generation lawyer is facing today is exactly what I had faced.
So what was your journey as in ki ma'am, how did you overcome those challenges? Like what was your formula or go-to strategy?
So, as such, go-to strategy, to what I would suggest that I have felt is first thing कि cases कहाँ से आए. That starts with your network. But अगर आपके पास case आ रहा है तो that is not the icing on the cake. You have to figure out what is the best way to handle that case. You cannot misguide the client into filing 2-3 different suits. That is something that I do not believe in. Then you cannot be hesitant in asking your seniors for guidance and help. They are always willing to help. Most of them in my practice I have come across. You just have to find the right mentors who will always help and guide you. So that is needed. Once you get the case, you need to figure out the right strategy, ask around, and then give it your best shot to get justice for your client, because that's what we are there for. Don't judge the client. You're not there to judge the client. You're just
Right.
there to get the justice. Because I come across people who will judge. Don't judge. Both sides have their own issues, and it's for the court. After you figure out your strategy, you figured out the work, you also have to ensure that you're delivering in your capacity in the timely manner. You have to stick to your time frame, because I come across people who delay. And if you're engaging a senior, they get annoyed if you're delaying. And it doesn't serve justice to the client. After all of that, the other strategy that I've had is ask questions through your mentors. Choose who are good seniors to mentor you and ask them questions. Read your case laws. Read SCC, and what you don't understand, go and ask, because I have those seniors I've come across who will come to me and say, Prachi, you haven't asked me a good question in a long time, and they still ask me.
Wow.
So that is how you learn. That is how you develop critical thinking. And that habit, whenever a new client comes, you're not going to immediately call a senior. You need to be
Right.
able to do client counseling there and then and figure out a strategy. That learning helps us develop, because at the end of the day, you have to, as a lawyer, build yourself, build your intelligence. That's your biggest tool. And that happens just by critical thinking, reading, and asking questions. And observe the courts. Because somehow or the other, there will be something from an argument you might pick that might help you in your future argument, or it might help you in your client counseling, or it might help you in your petition drafting.
That's amazing. Ma'am, I have been working with lot of colleges. I keep teaching, and then there's one question which troubles me whenever a student asks me, and I usually don't have the answer to it. How to find a good mentor?
That is very interesting. And I would say how to find a good mentor is not only in the courts. You go to seniors, you have conversations with them, you ask them 2-3 questions, you will figure out who are the ones who are always answering and encouraging you, and who are the ones who will say, अरे क्यों यहाँ पे धक्के खा रहे हो? Those also exist.
Right.
So you have to figure out which ones. And don't find the mentor just in legal fraternity. Find mentors in your life, because as lawyers, you need encouragement in every field of your life, because there will be days when you'll wake up and you'll be in tears, or there will be days when your juniors are going to call you or text you. I mean, last week I got a message from a junior at 11:30 at night. I haven't received any case this month. And you feel sad because we all have been in that place, and you have to encourage them. So we have to find people in every sphere of our life, that if we are feeling depressed, which lawyers do feel, who is going to hold your
Help you
hand and
out.
get you out of that.
That's really important because when the students ask me, I am still at a very young age to maybe, I think, answer that question. Because even I am working with a lot of mentors of mine and understanding. So, and I think there is no straitjacket formula.
Right, you're right.
That is also what I keep telling the student. And if you're thinking that there will be only one mentor who can guide you, no. There will be different issues in life, in personal life, in
Absolutely.
public life, in social life, and then in the legal life.
Right.
And mentor,
Yeah.
I think, ma'am, I don't know, ma'am, correct me if I am wrong. Before 20, 30 years, we always had an image that our parents are the only mentors.
And guides.
And
Yeah.
now it has completely changed,
Absolutely.
which is very important for the students to understand that yes, your parents want the best for you, but your mentors will be telling you, okay, this might not be the best, but this is how you should proceed.
Absolutely. This is so true, because our parents have a certain set of biases. And what you said about different aspects of life and different set of mentors, I think 360 degree is so important to have those voices. And coming to that, as a mother, because I never disassociate myself from being a mom, that reflects in my work a lot. I always tell my daughter two things. First thing, don't be like me. I don't want you to be like me. I don't
Why,
want you.
so, if I may?
See, she is well aware of my flaws. Because,
Okay.
people who don't know me 24/7 might not know my flaws, but
She knows.
she knows, she witnesses them. And I don't want her to be like me in the sense, I want her to dream and follow her dream and live big and do it all. Because, like, say, one flaw that I have is I am very dead set that I don't want to leave India.
Right.
Right, I'm married to a foreigner for 18 years now, but I still go to US on a tourist visa. My condition was I'll never leave my citizenship of India. So that is where I put limits to my dreams.
Right.
Right, because I want to be here and do things here. And so don't put limits. You have to be limitless and go ahead and do things. Don't be tight. Just believe in your wings, your roots are there. Right. Secondly, I always ask my daughter for her opinion about a lot of things. Even when I'm posting something on social media and she says no, I'll delete it, for the simple reason I'm 41. I'm I'm set in my ways. But say somebody young as you or somebody young as my teenage daughter, they have a different perspective.
Right.
So I have to be flexible, and you all teach us how to be flexible.
We have just like 5-10 minutes in the conversation, and I feel that energy, ma'am, from you, and I am really thankful, like, because it's a learning conversation which we are having. So, ma'am, taking it ahead, ma'am, you talked about while working with the NGO about the legal literacy. So, I want to understand it, that how you are working towards it, the legal literacy part.
So legal literacy, of course, people see it on my Insta or something that I'm doing. But other than that, I do a lot of workshops for people. And I've done a lot of, almost every workshop I've done has been free. It is all about legal awareness, about women's rights, Hindi, English. Of course, there's no other third language that I speak. So that's where my constraint is. But I also tell people what I'm teaching, use it, translate it to your vernacular and share it. Because that is one way of making people be aware of their rights, making people be aware of the new laws, making people be aware of the laws that they don't even know they exist. And I'm sure you also come across in your practice where something which might seem very common to you, a person might not even be aware कि ये हक है हमारे पास.
So, ma'am, this legal literacy part, can you please share a story which somebody didn't even know about his right, and then it completely changed the way he...
Oh, that happens a lot. Like, आप अगर ज़्यादा दूर ना जाएं, यूपी में ही जाएं, बहुत सी महिलाओं को आज भी नहीं पता, they don't know, women don't know that they have a right to as co-partner in the property, right? So they don't know. So what happens? Why do a lot of women suffer from domestic violence or stay in violent relationships? Because they are not financially independent.
Right.
So they don't know that उनके पास legal aid, they can go for legal aid. उन्हें लगता है कि if they have to go to the lawyer, they have to pay. No, you can avail the things. They don't know that they have a right in their parental property, ancestral property. So they don't know that they have a share. They are financially, they have a backing. Because our goal is not to just, do well as lawyers. Our goal is to make the society a better place. We want कि NCRB data में जो 17 women are killed for dowry or domestic violence a day, that goes down. That will go down when they know that they have a right and they can come out of abusive marriages. That you should not care for the society. You should just be out there and preserve yourself.
And I think, ma'am, one more solution to it, ma'am, should it be there or not, ma'am, you will be a better person to answer, that it should be a part of the school curriculum.
Very important. I
Like
have tried.
legal
Abhi
literacy,
tak nahi hua.
why only in the 11th or 12th standard we are being taught about our civics, in civic, the civil laws or all of that? Why during that phase only? Because till that time, already the mindset is prepared. The molding is already done.
Already, right?
Maybe like you are being taught the maths or English, at least teach them the basics. Very basic.
That is, you're right, absolutely right. I agree with you. And now with this digital access and cyber world, they don't even know their basics rights when some cyber crime is happening. I mean, we read about children who have been bullied into harassed, or sexual harassment has also happened and they have committed suicide or gone into depression. It's because you're not teaching the kids. You're right. Nothing is being taught. Women are being left from the knowledge. Children are being left, and that is the crux of society who needs to learn.
That education, there should be a very good
legal education should be compulsory.
Yes, it's very necessary. Though I have also met lawyers and they are like that will kill our business.
It's
and
not
I like
about that. It's
it will actually build
empower society.
It will build your business because you will be only
People
called
will
by
know
the
their rights.
school. You will be called to the schools to teach the legal and everything because you have the ideas. Nowadays, this thing is being done by the OTT channels.
Exactly. I haven't seen, but I've heard that there are a lot of
that legal dramas and shows are coming up. They are only teaching, na. So it's better that rather than the artistic purview से better है कि एक practical purview होगा अगर students को, they will learn better.
As lawyers, we have to give back to society, and that happens by more and more people having the legal education. Because see, if rape disappears from society, it doesn't kill our work. If sexual harassment and POXO matters become zero, it makes the society better. It doesn't kill work.
Right. I completely resonate to that, ma'am. So I'm taking a bit further. So what happens is that when we are even talking about this legal literacy with the persons who do not have that right, they usually have some myths about the lawyers, about the courts. So what are one or two myths that you have come across?
The one myth that I've grown up listening to is that वकीलों पे कोई विश्वास नहीं करता, क्योंकि वो आपका वो बोलते हैं ना, पहले ज़माने बोलते थे अगर आप चना भी लेके जा रहे हैं तो वकील आपका चना भी रखवा लेगा. सो लाइक इफ यू आर टेकिंग चना टू ईट ऑन द वे, जो पुराने ज़माने में लोग जाते थे, तो वो वकील आपका खाना भी रखवा लेगा. दैट ऑल इज़ नॉट ट्रू. आई कम अक्रॉस दैट देयर इज़ मोर एथिक्स इन आवर प्रोफेशन. इट इज़ वेरी गाइडेड, एंड आई नो देयर आर पीपल हु मिसगाइड, but that is the biggest misconception or perception bias that we come across is people think ki, the lawyers are there just to extract money. Right? And but then, that is a double-edged sword. I'm sure you have also come across where people want to pick on your brain without paying you.
A lot of times, especially the relatives.
Exactly.
If
relatives,
you are watching
friends,
it.
And even a lot of people will just, text you on social media and ask for opinion. Why, if you're sending me 100 page to read, it takes time. I can use the same time to do something that it gives me joy, or it contributes to society. Why would I do it for free? I also have bills to pay.
Correct.
Right? Everybody is working. So ठीक है, the misconception is there that lawyers overcharge, और वो आपको एक केस में फंसा देंगे तो वो 10 साल तक चलता रहेगा. That has got nothing to do with the lawyer. It has got to everything to do with procedure and system, but simultaneously, the other issue that we suffer from is uh, our time is not valued. Especially initially, किसी का नहीं value किया जाता है.
Right, like billable hours वाला system चालू ही बहुत बाद में होता है.
हाँ. People think that they can pick on lawyers' brain for free. That opinion is free. नहीं.
Right.
It's nothing is for free.
It should not be also like.
Because it's also costing us our life. Every hour we are also losing our life.
That is a good perspective to it. So, ma'am, you have worked very closely on the criminal reforms as well.
Right.
So, when nowadays a major debate was talked about is the jail or bail. Like, if you could change a thing around it.
See, that becomes dicey because, I would say I don't like people, I don't like the under trial population in India. I'm always talking about it. I don't like people being in prison even for one extra minute. And that has been, not only in India, even in the US, the cases I have done, I have made it extremely clear that I don't want a person to be detained or in jail for one extra minute. It should not happen because it psychologically damages. We all know the concept of prisonization. When your name is exchanged for a number, it damages a person. You get adopted to the prison culture. So I'm extremely against jail. But of course, bail is something which is case to case. I cannot give a blanket statement on bail because we also realize there are cases where a person needs to be in jail and there are cases where a person can be outside on bail and still the
With
trial can go.
condition.
But yes, I would say in India, even though we feel bail is the rule, bail is not the rule. We all
A
know it.
bit a system is maybe either going slow or something is lagging. What exactly, ma'am? Because you were there in the Supreme Court
See,
practicing.
let's just see that the hiccups happen from trial.
Okay.
Right?
From the
You
district
must have
court
seen
level.
it also that there itself, there is a major hesitation on giving bails. We all come across that. And that is true because they feel ऐसा ना हो that we give bail and then in high court it is, not looked well upon. And of course they feel that what if the person absconds or what if the person does not participate in trial. All that is there. Then also we also come across Supreme Court में भी ऐसे cases आते हैं where we see there is an excessive condition put on bail. So then you're not releasing a person. Like there was a person, the Goa ka case tha where the person did not have a passport and the condition required the person to submit the passport. Then the trial court judge says, okay, if you don't have a passport, you get a passport made and then submit the passport. And the person is under trial in jail. So how is he going to do that? Like
Right.
that is excessive condition. So all that has to be removed. But honestly, bail and jail in India is a very wide concept. There are also what happens is अगर किसी को convict कर दिया, say in a murder trial, if a person is convicted, they will be treated as convicts. Even if the trial is going in the second phase now, you have to
Have the right.
you have to treat a person even an under trial with dignity, and that is immediately erased. And not only does it get eroded for the person who's an under trial or who's in jail, it gets eroded for their whole family. And to better understand, I always tell younger people, I always tell, please read judgments by Justice Ravindra Bhatt, because he has been a champion of bail. He has been champion of anti-prisonization, and the judgments he has written are so detailed and balanced that it will completely change a person's perspective on jails and bail in India.
Wow, that's important. I think last week only, I was taking a lecture with the first year student. One of them asked me that if a murder accused comes to you and asks that you take up my case, maybe the bail or anything, then how do you balance that dilemma? Supporting their rights as an accused person and also understanding that he has actually done that thing. I gave them my point of view, but I want to understand it that if I, being a first year student, ask you this question, that how do you manage the compassion should be a wrong word, a rights of an accused person with knowing कि victim का भी justice होना चाहिए.
Right. But then again, as lawyers, it is our responsibility to represent. Of course, you can say no. But in case you decide, and I have also represented in 302. So,
Hmm.
ठीक है. Because every party has a right to be heard. Maybe the person has committed murder. It has to be proven what were the circumstances. How did he get to the point of doing? Was he just instigated in the moment, or was there a criminal intention? Was it a planned murder? All that is there. Of course, you have a right to say no to represent, but maybe that person can be hung, or maybe that person gets a life imprisonment or something. So
This is where.
we are here to make society, at the end of it, our responsibility is also to make society better and to provide justice to both the parties, and that will happen by the judge. But as per our ethics, nobody should be left unrepresented. And
Correct.
of course, I also do legal aid, so in Supreme Court,
there
so I am
too.
coming across those. I mean, I was doing a case, and a lot of documents were not there, and said, I'm sorry, if I am representing the person, I'm going to talk to the jailer. I need all the documents to be sent so that I am doing full justice to this person. Right? Because at that point, we are not there to decide. That is the judge's duty. We are there to do our part. And I feel that's why people should do pro bono and legal aid, because it balances your life. It puts it into perspective. It makes you do things for others without the monetary consideration in your mind.
Right. And it also brings a sense of duty.
Right?
Because when the monetary thing is involved, you will not only you will fight for him, that is true, but your only intention will be the money part. But when the money part is removed, you will actually fight for his right, because now
Right.
your name is attached.
Exactly.
I think that also.
Right, our moralities are also attached. I mean, I know how many pro bono consultations I do, and people like, "Ma'am, आपकी fees, अरे fees नहीं है. You need my help. I'm going to guide you. I know you cannot pay my fees. It's okay. I'm not here just to. God will provide." Right. In this very office, I remember a young boy came, 20 years old रहा होगा मुश्किल से. He had a part-time job and all. His case was with Delhi Legal Aid. Whoever was the legal aid lawyer was not doing justice, and that guy, when he came to this office, उसने अपनी चप्पल बाहर उतार के आया था. And at the end of it, he asked me, "Ma'am, what's your fees?" I said, "No fees. I'm just here to help you, because at the end of the day, I also want to, when I'm at the end of my life, I also want to know that I did something good in this world, even if it is just to help one person."
Right, that completely makes sense, ma'am. So, ma'am, you have been vocal about women, law, and motherhood. So, what's your 2 or 3 pieces of advice for the young women advocates who wants to do it all and get into this?
Do it. That's all I say. It is going to be tough. It is tough balance between parenting and being a lawyer, but I feel nobody should put their career on hold, because eventually the child flies away, and then if you start, it's too late to start. Right? So once the child goes to school, go to the court. I've done it myself. I made my breakfast for my daughter, dropped her to school. I did court. I picked my daughter every day from school, and then I did my work. So, and she grew up in it. She has seen me. She has gone with me for my talks. She has come to pick me to the parking at the court. There have been times that I've picked her and made her wait and gone back to the court, and she's waited either at the chamber or somewhere. So we have done it all, but you have to also ensure that your child is safe. There is no harassment that happens to the child, because if we fail to raise the child well, we don't succeed in anything in life. Nothing matters.
I completely understand. So, ma'am, while you were working as a mother, like you are right now also working as a mother and also balancing each and everything, did you face any kind of a challenge from the fellow male lawyers or from the other persons?
They think I'm less serious, because I have heard it so many times when my daughter was studying, till the time she was studying in India. I have heard it, "Oh, प्राची तो घड़ी देख के इतने बजे निकल जाती है." So I had to pick my daughter, and then it's not that I ever missed any of my cases. So yeah, that or people will think that you are non-serious if you are raising a child along with your career. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. People's opinion of us is not who we are. We have to keep doing what we have to do. It's like sowing a seed. Wait for the fruits. Fruits take time. Don't be impatient.
It's like balancing it all and then keeping your ears closed as to what others are saying. That
They
is,
will say, and the greatest joy in life is to prove others wrong.
yeah, I agree, ma'am.
There's nothing better than that.
I mean, it has been 1 year of Vakil Vaani. Like, we are just going off the topic a bit. And when I started this, ma'am, everyone doubted and like, why are you doing this? It will impact your practice and you won't get time for your practice and all. I said I want to do it because I think this will actually help me in the practice because I will learn a lot of things.
Absolutely.
And it actually did, ma'am. Like, I was covering the Delhi High Court Bar Association election during the January, February, March period. So I interacted with a lot of lawyers. It helped me. I was able to understand how they are working. And then interacting with all of you and every other lawyer, it really teaches me. And I take back and write down, okay, now this I need to change in my perspective.
Right.
So it has helped me in that way. So it's just about the balance and
Right.
doing what your heart wants to do.
Absolutely. And you're contributing to others also. You're bringing the knowledge to everybody. And secondly, I appreciate the fact that you're consistent.
That
1 year, that's commendable.
I think this is our 25th recording.
That's amazing.
So and
Yeah.
yeah, it's I also feel sometimes really good that okay, we are able to do that. Anyways, continuing with our conversation, ma'am. Ma'am, you are also have been practicing around the new age topics, the crypto, and then the digital rights, the biotechnology. Ma'am,
Right.
where do you see our law side is now slowly going in the emerging laws?
See, I would say every day we are coming across new things. And since you also practice white collar, you would realize that how cybercrime and all of this is affecting white collar. How it white collar is no longer जो हवाला होता था या उस तरह का, it's no longer just PMLA. How the PMLA is actually working, that is where we are seeing a lot of that white collar and the new cyber crimes, everything is evolving. And in fact, I would like to refer to the new criminal laws. For the first time, cyber crime is included.
Correct.
Right. Hawala transactions are included. Organized crime is included. So we are seeing that since it is drafted by some of the best brains in the country, they know what is the scope for next 20, 30 years and how it has to evolve. And they are pointing at a direction that all the cyber crime is going to affect litigation and crime in India. So we don't know what will happen, what kind of digital arrest. Who thought digital arrest could happen? And then you're reading about 23 crores going out, and that is after awareness has been done for a whole year. Right? And we also know that there's cyber slavery happening. 30,000 Indians are missing. They are in cyber slavery compounds. So we are coming across, it's like suddenly we are under more attack. And that attack is not from people within India. That is masterminded by people outside India. Of course, there are attacks from India also. But a bigger chunk of it is happening from outside. And uske liye we come across Section 48. Somebody who's planning any crime in India sitting from abroad. So I think there's a big risk which is there, but there's also big protection which is coming, or big rights which are coming.
Right. So slowly it is evolving. I
It
think
is
and
evolving.
The young lawyers or all of us should be keep updating
Yeah,
ourselves.
who thought ki a lot of money, PMLA would be happening in bitcoins and crypto?
I recently started my PhD. So my topic is that only because my major interest will be that only that what happens in the proceeds of crime. Why most of the time nowadays CBI or ED is not able to get all of that or attach it because half of the time the masterminds behind it, they get it done into Bitcoin, crypto. So therefore that is not traceable.
Exactly.
And that's where the money gets lost and it's the loss of the government. And
Right. Maybe we will be coming across more amendments to the laws. But, even then, as you said, they won't be able to trace it.
Yeah, because that's the whole purpose of Bitcoin.
ये कोई
and-
अब ED attachment of property तो चल नहीं रहा है.
Right. So, ma'am, going ahead a bit further, ma'am, you practice both jurisdiction, India and USA, and you have been traveling a lot. What is the major change which you see in both the sides of practice?
See, honestly, work ethics wise, I find both the countries to be similar.
Okay.
I when we have arraignments or bail hearing, I know I'm on calls with lawyers there at 6:30 a.m. in US, because their courts will start at 8:30, so they are there up. Um, Similarities, I find lawyers, I would not find any dissimilarities other than in procedure. What I see is India में discovery civil procedures में ज़्यादा देखते हैं, criminal cases में discovery नहीं file होती है, right? Because we also we still have that thing, preservation of CCTV evidence. But in US, immediately discovery is filed in criminal cases, and I think that is extremely important. Because I was doing this case which I have a hearing at 4 a.m. in the morning, that we know it's going to go for restitution just because we filed discovery timely. If that was not done, it would go for trial for long, and the person would be again in felony charge. So yeah, basic procedural thing that I come across. Other than that, as far as lawyers are concerned, I think both are extremely hardworking, and I'm married into a family of lawyers, so I can vouch for that.
That's really good. So, ma'am, now both the worlds, ma'am, AI is coming and emerging slowly. What do you think? AI is a friend or a foe?
See, I'll honestly tell you, I'm also learning AI. I'm one of those older people who don't know it that much, because every day you are reading or finding something new about it. For me, I started it using ChatGPT as Google. Now I'm figuring out how it can be, and I think it can be very helpful provided it's used righteously. For lawyers, I'm only talking from a lawyer's point of view. It can be helped as an assistant in certain things, but when we are reading about the drawbacks, you must be knowing it more since you have studied it. When I read about depression and suicidal things, I'm dead scared, and I feel that people talk to AI as their friends. I don't know how much of that data is safe.
Data is not at all safe, ma'am. Like, I can just search upon the chats easily. Anyone can, for that matter. For
Right.
the other person's chat as well, because
So, and I don't even know if when people are having conversation, is AI trying to manipulate you, or which I've read,
it does. So
or
there
it is
is a
trying to placate.
yes,
Yeah.
personal biased also, and they are trained in such a way that the person who is chatting with them will feel comfortable with the model,
So we
and you
don't
end up
want.
sharing a lot.
And especially we as Indians, we are used to criticism all the time. I mean, हम लोग तो घर में बोले हमें यहाँ जाना है तो पहले ही दो पेरेंट्स बोल देंगे क्यों जाना है, क्या करना है. No, we are
Right.
used to that. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that helps us immediately decide what we, or question ourselves. And if that questioning is eliminated, then I'm not sure if people are headed in the right
It
direction.
is like Chat GPT is more like a yes man for you.
Oh,
And ma'am,
really?
whatever you will say, he will support.
Huh.
He will support. Until and unless you give it two options, then he will put his mind that okay, this
Oh.
or that. But if you will say that okay, I am thinking to do this, yes, go for it.
But that is how we are usually, even in conversations, we are like, I'm thinking of doing this.
So therefore only, and he will always support. That's how they are trained.
Wow. Okay.
But
Yeah,
until
there's a
and
lot
unless
to
you
learn.
put two options that okay, there are two things that either of two I am planning to do, then he will give a very balanced approach.
Oh.
So that's
So
what
that has
happens.
to be taught, right?
So, for example, if I say that I want to post about today's podcast, that I recorded the podcast with Pallavi ma'am at this hour, and saying all the good things about it, he will give me accordingly. But if I say that, okay, today I recorded this podcast, but I am confused whether I should talk about the critical aspects or the good parts about the podcast, then he will give me both, and then the point is that the decision making power will be with me,
Right.
and that is
That's
what we should not
important.
give to the AI.
Right. So you need to teach people of my age also about AI.
Right now, it's better that I should learn more first, and then
But
right time.
like people like me, maybe you, if you think you are at 5, I am still at 1. So yeah.
No. And now, almost coming to the end, and my very favorite segment to understand a lot about your practice side. So, ma'am, I know it is very hectic for the lawyers and you to ma'am practicing both sides. What is one ritual or habit you follow to keep yourself motivated in this profession?
I'll tell you one thing that I follow, not for motivation. I live with the mentality, if something ticks me off, today I will remove my band, and I'll stop practicing. That is my mentality.
And takes me off as in if you could
It takes, if something annoys me or something feels wrong or something, you know, I don't live with the mentality that I have to retire as a lawyer. I would like to, because it will keep my brain sharp, most importantly. But I live with the do or die mentality that even today I'll quit the profession if something triggers in a way. But what keeps me going every day is a new day as a lawyer. Every day you're coming across something new, because I believe no two cases are identical. Every case has its own DNA. So every day is exciting, every day is challenging. The day it ceases to be, I'll quit law and I'll start something new.
I think this point that you can start something new is very important, which I feel that most of the lawyers at an age after 35, they are like, now laws are everything. And for me, as a what I see myself in next 10 years or 15 years, is like, okay, law will be my first profession, but that doesn't mean that I'll be only restricted to law.
Right.
Why should I be? When there are other things, okay, I might not be working 10 hours in the court. I'll work for only two
Huh.
hours.
How
But
many?
then there'll be other things also which I like to
Yeah,
do.
you have to know how you want to be defined, because at the end of it, you're also living once.
Correct.
And
That
you
is
have to be
important.
able to do as much as possible. I'm not saying just do as much as possible for society, do as much as possible for you.
Yourself.
Like people ask me, how do you get time to read? I love to read. I'm going to read. I'm going to read beyond my law books, and I do.
That you do. And coming to the next question, which I even prepared, on three books apart from law which you recommend.
Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning.
I am
Absolutely.
reading it now.
Yeah,
It's a really good book, ma'am,
it
about
is.
what happened during the World War II in that camps and everything. Really good book,
Right, it
yes.
is. And any book by Jean-Paul Sartre, I love his work.
Okay.
Is great philosopher. And other than that, I love Hindi poetry. रश्मि रथी is one of my
If
favorite.
you could share some lines for the.
यार लाइन तो ऐसे मुझे नहीं याद होगी,
Okay.
but yeah, रश्मि रथी is amongst my favorite. And yeah, Hindi poetry, हरवंश राय बच्चन is excellent, मैथिली शरण गुप्त is excellent. You have to read, just for the sake of reading, read.
You should dig deeper into the.
Absolutely.
This profession is mentally exhausting as well. How do you keep your mental sanity at level, peace?
Lots of chai.
Acha, you're a chai person.
Lots of chai. No, I'll say I'm a very big advocate for a person breaking down and crying. Let it go. I'm not the person who says, "Oh, I'm a strong woman." I'm a strong woman, but because I'm also able to cry when I need to. I don't hide my tears, and I'm also a strong woman because I maintain my sanity, because I don't care. I don't give a damn about anybody's opinion. I have never given a damn about anybody's opinion. I have been a rebel all my life, and that is how I want to live my life.
That's
That
really.
keeps you sane because you don't care.
Ma'am, if there is one life lesson which you would like to give to a law student entering the profession.
Read your bare acts. Read the judgments. Absolutely, because I feel people think bare acts are not needed, but when you go to a senior also, you would have also noticed पहली चीज़ है section 2 में definition, jurisdiction. Those are the most important things. After that, you proceed. People think bare acts are secondary. No. Read the bare acts. Get into the habit of reading journals. Get into the habit of reading law news. And also get into the habit of reading beyond law. As lawyers, reading is our biggest
tool, weapon.
Yeah, weapon, tool, everything.
Right. So, ma'am, last question of the day. If you could, where will you be after 5 years? Like, what do you see in this legal profession?
In the legal profession, I do want to, I've really not imagined what I will be doing after 5 years, because I'm such a fickle person. But yeah, I want to be able to do more criminal cases. I want to see being able to represent more people as far as gender equity is concerned, because those are certain things. And see more people get justice in sexual harassment, because these are the things that I take personally. Other than that, if I want to see myself as a senior or a judge, none of that. Those are not even the thoughts that cross my mind.
But
Yeah.
we really wish, ma'am, that what is not crossing your mind should also be true at some day.
You just want to be happier, and happiness
Hmm.
doesn't come by titles. It comes by waking up daily and feeling excited about the day.
And there's this book which, when I started reading after my 12th, A Leader Without Any Title. It's by Robin Sharma.
I have not read it, but I would like to read. That sounds exciting.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, gift it to you, ma'am,
Oh,
for sure.
thanks.
A leader without any title, and it has really helped me because in my initial school days, I was a very introvert sort of a person, and now coming here, recording the podcast, and doing all of these things, it has changed me. And when you just talked about that, that you don't need title to be
Hmm.
happy, so that actually talks about all of that. That how you can be a leader in yourself,
Right.
basically leading your life in such a way that no title is required, lead
Right.
whatever way you can.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
So yes, on that note, ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you,
It was
Simmer, for being here.
no, ma'am, it was really a enriching conversation. I
Yeah,
learned
it
a
was,
lot.
it was, I should, must say, this is one of the best podcasts I've had because I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you, ma'am. And it really a compliment for us, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a session! Like I learned a lot of things, and all thanks to Prachi ma'am for taking out time from her busy schedule because, you know, to plan this conversation, it took me almost 1.5 months or 2 years, and then finally to get her dates. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much to the audience who are till here understanding it. And I hope you are taking back a lot of values, a lot of teaching that why to read beyond the law, to understand the society, to do some pro bono work as well. So please do it. And before you end this video, do share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much.